In 1775, Minutemen and the Lexington Militia fired what would become known as the Shot Heard Round. It took 6 to 8 weeks for the Brits themselves to hear it, much less the rest of them. Yet, within minutes of a single tweet in 2011, almost 33,000 people heard of an idea that would change the face of the American public and raise questions not only about our government, but our society, our culture, and our ethics. It brought under scrutiny everything about the American way of life and took into account every sector of the political, economic, and technological sphere in some way. The tweet to which I refer was posted by Adbusters, a Canadian-born, ad-free international magazine for activists fighting to change the way information flows and meaning is produced in our society. What could be a more appropriate vehicle for the wave of rebellion that would wash over the nation, and to a lesser extent, over the world? Their message was simple. Dear Americans, this July 4th, dream of insurrection against corporate rule. Hashtag Occupy Wall Street. The link was to the Adbusters website, specifically to an article titled Revolution in America. The boldly worded and clear-headed post delineated the anger and frustration with the current economic and political status in America very neatly. It listed casus belli and justified itself as a necessity for the people. It asserted legitimacy by creating an enemy in corporate America, and called on the Declaration of Independence as proof that this act of rebellion was to be considered quite the opposite of unpatriotic.
In the 18th century, America's founding fathers were in the same situation as we are today. They also sought justification to start a rebellion against a despotic empire that claimed to be their rightful government. They knew that what they intended to do was illegal from the king's perspective. But they found solace in a higher law, a universal law that takes priority over temporal authority. The 13 colonies made the case for insurrection in the Declaration of Independence of the United States, and thereby permanently enshrined as inalienable the right of the people to alter or abolish the government. The precedent of our own history grants us the right to revolt. Further, the seriousness of corporate America's threat to the world puts us under obligation to act. Now we will sweep the parasites out of power and reinstate the rule of the people.
The casus belli given in the post echoed Augustine's views on just war. It claimed legitimate authority and just cause, conceived of as repelling aggression or injury, retaking something wrongly taken, and punishing wrongdoing. Even the rhetoric asserts the very severity of the matter.
Making the case for the overthrow of the American corporatocracy is a serious matter. From the perspective of the plutocrats in power, it is a criminal, seditious, treasonous act punishable by a lengthy prison sentence. Therefore, we must be absolutely certain that ours is a righteous rebellion. We must be confident that although our revolution may be illegal from their perspective, it is supremely legitimate, commendable, and obligatory from the perspective of universal natural law. And so that we may guard against recklessness, we must be judicious and put the actions of the American government on trial before deciding if the sentence of execution by popular revolution is necessary and just.
Corporate America's self-defeating behavior, like that of any addict, has led them into the delusional belief that they can have it all. They can kill prosperity, stifle competition, rig capital creation into an insider game, undermine countervailing forces, and yet somehow the great market will continue to shower wealth on them. But the people knew better, and demanded better from those around them. And so, what was first a small, disorganized rally on Wall Street became a protest embedded in the American dialogue and the global conscience, a statement to corporate America, a sentence of execution by popular revolution, and an occupation of everything.